Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a long day for me. I actually was in Brooklyn today. It was very adventurous. And I went by this store that I went by there before, but I never went inside. So today I actually got a chance to go inside and I met the owner and designer of this fashion line called Moshood. Moshood. I think it's named. The design is named after the man who is from Nigeria. And it's funny because like when I walked into the store, it was my first time walking in, so of course I'm checking it out. And he was like in conversation with some other guy, another patron or maybe one of his friends, and it was asking like they asked me. He was like, "Hold on, let me ask you something real quick." So as I like walk in, I'm just like, "Y'all pulling me into y'all shit." It was like, should this guy pay tax on these items? I'm like, interesting question. But to be honest, I said, well, you have to pay tax as the business owner, so yeah, he would have to pay tax. Unfortunately, the burden falls on the customer, right? The customer pays for the business taxes, right? And so he was like, aha! It was funny to see their reaction because I think that they probably thought that I was going to say, oh, no, he shouldn't pay tax. But I definitely get it from a business perspective because I myself am a business owner. So I definitely get that. But it was nice being at the store and get a chance to see like the items that he has. Now, his design is very special. It's very unique, and it's not like I would say it's not like other like fashion designs or clothing where the price point is a bit lower so that more people can afford it. His is priced relatively high, especially given the demographic, I think, who in the neighborhood in which he is located. So it's like, wow, I'm looking at like the price for like his shirts and like his dresses. Like they were really nice, but it's just a bit up there. We're talking about like in the hundreds. But we had a conversation, and I like was like just taking in just the sights of his place, and he has like all these pictures of different people from different events and shows that he's hosted. And he says it's like all over, and so not just like specific to Brooklyn area, but I guess he's taken like his clothing line like probably across the country. I don't know. I never been to any of his fashion shows, but looking at the pictures, I was like a bit amazed, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I was asking him about like when is the next one, and I guess of course, with the pandemic, like it's hard to say when a next event will be. And I think that was the most difficult thing for me last year, is just not being able to predict what's going to happen next. Like not being able to have control over like your own life, personal and professional. So that was the biggest like most difficult part for me, I think, adjusting to this whole pandemic. But it's hard, it's like to plan for anything, right? Because you just don't know. It's difficult, but I was letting him know, like, actually, they loosened the restrictions here in New York where you can host events. I think of up to like over like 100 some people. Like, you can host events here. It's like, I think, honestly, I think that it depends on if it's indoor or outdoor. But I think if it's outdoor, like it can be like over 1,000. I've seen like they keep increasing the numbers. So I have to reference my email because I'm subscribed to the mayor's office. They send out like regular emails to give updates on the restrictions, how they are loosening them. And yeah, you can host events. You can host events. You just have to implement the proper social distancing and all of the safety precautions. So I was letting him know that. And I asked him, I said, well, are you guys on Instagram? He was like, yeah, but I guess when it comes to like finding out what events they have, he was like, it's just better just to show up. I'm like, well, how will I know? He was like, just come by. I was like, oh yeah, so I gotta just be in the neighborhood basically. He was like, yeah, you just gotta be in the neighborhood. And he was like, where you live? I said, I live in Manhattan. Which he said, well, I figured. How you figured? That's funny because I saw like one of my clients for the first time in person, but like over video, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't think you were black." I'm like, "Do I sound white?" I've been accused of sounding like a valley girl when I was living back in California, and it annoyed the shit out of me. I'm just like, I sound like me, okay? I'm not that proper speaking. But he was like, yeah, you should move to Brooklyn. He gave me like that suggestion. He told me I should move to Brooklyn. I should leave Manhattan. I said, why? He was like, because Manhattan has a whole bunch of white people. I was like, really? Really? Okay. I like Manhattan though. I like Manhattan because it's Manhattan. Like, it is Manhattan. Umar says Moshood. Bayarebe? Nay, what is that? What does that mean? I like my neighborhood. I like where I live. I love everything about it. Like, I am not leaving here, you know? I don't know. I mean, I came across, like, these apartments not too far from that store, Moshood, in Brooklyn on Fulton Street. I think they're called, like, Fulton Crossing. And I went to their website because I was curious because they said they're now leasing. They're, like, brand new, fully upgraded, like, apartments. Brand new appliances, like, all modern, right? And so I was curious to see, like, what's the price point? Because I know that Brooklyn, many areas of Brooklyn have become and are becoming gentrified, right? So they are pushing out lower income people and moving in people who are a bit, you know, more financially secure and have higher incomes, unfortunately, right? Or it could be fortunately. I mean, I always look at it like, I've never been the kind of person to be like, oh, New York City is so expensive, I can't afford it. Like, my mindset is like, if I want to live somewhere or if I want to buy something, I don't worry about how much it costs. I just figure out how can I get the money to be able to afford it. Like, that's just how my mind works. But I went to their website, the Fulton Croston Apartments website, and I saw that their apartments, the one bedroom, I think was like $2,500. Because I was clicking on like the different vacancies that they have, and I was like coming across a bunch of studios. And the studio, when I came across, it was like $1,800. And I'm like, okay. Now I have a one bedroom, not a studio, not an efficiency. It's a one bedroom here in Upper East Side, and my rent is $2,300. So I was like, okay, $1,800 for a studio. How much is the one bedroom? Because I'm not staying in no freaking studio apartment. The one bedroom is $2,500. Now I get it. Everything is brand new in the apartment, but because they're brand new apartments. I think they just like built them. But I'm just like, a lot of apartments like that, and especially to my standard, because I have a standard. Like, I'm not just going to stay in any kind of apartment. And I remember before I made the decision to move where I live at now, I had toured countless number of apartments, like throughout Brooklyn, in Manhattan, and I chose to go with this place that I'm at now under a company who owns a shitload of apartments in Upper East Side. So I was just like, okay, I have a standard. Like, the shit gotta be clean, and that should be a given, right? But clean to a lot of New Yorkers is not my level of clean. Like, that's just what it is. They're just, because I just think, like, you know, New York is a very, like, obviously historic city, and people just are used to different conditions living in New York City. They're just different. I'm just like, I'm from Florida, you know what I'm saying? And our apartments down there in Florida, the basic apartments are clean. You know, they come with AC, they come with heat. You know what I'm saying? The basic necessities of life. But those things in New York City are kind of like luxury. So a basic apartment in New York may not even come with heat or AC. And you're just like, what the hell? And and it may not even be clean. They're just like, all right, here you your keys. Nah, buddy, nah. I remember talking to one agent when I was searching for an apartment, and he wasn't even embarrassed to show me an apartment that had a dead roach. And I'm looking at the roach on the ground. I'm just like, there's a roach there. He's like, he kind of brushed over it like, oh, that's nothing. Like, oh, most apartments. No, he didn't even say most. He's just like, that's just like apartments in New York City. It's like all apartments in New York City like have roaches and rodents. Not my apartment. I would never pay for an apartment that has freaking roaches. What's the point? Like, but people do that. So nah, I had to make sure my shit is legit. But I was thinking, bro, I don't know. I feel like I've been in my apartment now since October 1st of last year, and I've gotten really attached to it. Not only the apartment, but the neighborhood. Like, I like this neighborhood. I really do. And it's not that far from Harlem. It's a nice walk, though. I do walk sometimes from Upper East Side to Harlem. It's a good walk. It's a really, really good walk. But I like it. And I feel like when Moshood was telling me, like, oh, you know, Manhattan is really not that diverse. I'm just like, maybe I'm not seeing it because I'm used to living here, but I feel like it's diverse. I feel like New York in general is diverse compared to places that I live. I'm like, I'm from the South, so the diversity in Manhattan is far greater than where I'm from in the South. But I guess it's less than what you can get living in Brooklyn, right? So it makes sense. Because Brooklyn is super diverse. Like, Brooklyn is like the prototype of when you think of New York City and the diversity of, like, being a salad bowl of different cultures, ethnicities, nationalities, you know, people from, like, all over the entire world. Brooklyn represents that, right? Manhattan, he was right about, yes, a lot of white people, especially where I live, too, because this is a high-end neighborhood. So, of course, you know, it's going to attract people who have higher incomes, you know what I'm saying, over six figures. But it's not only white people live in my neighborhood. Let's be clear. Like, there are black people that live here. There are Asians that live here. There are Latinos. Like, but it's not. I mean, I can feel the difference. Like, when I leave Upper East Side and when I go to other neighborhoods, I know when I'm leaving there, I can feel when I'm leaving the Upper East Side. It feels different. It just, you know, the people I see look different. Just the way they dress. Even when I'm on a train, I'm on a train, I'm leaving like Upper East Side and I'm going to other neighborhoods, even in Manhattan, or if I'm leaving Manhattan, like, the people, the way they dress is different. That's the one thing, that's a blaring difference that I noticed because, of course, a lot of people, you know, Manhattan, like, you can look at them and see they got money. You know what I'm saying? Just the way they dress, like, clean, fresh, like, they look like money, right? And then I'm like, as I'm like on a train, I'm like going into Brooklyn, like, it's just a different style. I actually like the way they dress in Brooklyn because it's like more of my style, I guess, because I'm a naturalista. I like colors, you know. I'm like, I guess you can say like hippie style, kind of, just laid back. So you kind of see a lot of that, like torn clothes, but it's just a style. Things like that, like, yeah, torn clothes and, you know, busted looking shoes. That's the style, though. Speaking of clothes, though, this is his card, Moshood. He was like, you got to come back. I'm asking him, like, you know, I can be updated because I want to see how I can be updated with, like, his next event. So I want to get more immersed into, like, the community, and especially, like, given we're coming out of the pandemic, there are going to be a shitload of events happening. It's just, I feel like a lot of people are more reluctant, and I think he's one of those people. He is a bit older guy, but I think a lot of business owners is just kind of hesitant to take that risk, and I think I fall in that category too. But I'm ready to go ahead and relaunch the Bible Book Convention. Like, it's time, you know what I'm saying? You just got to say fuck it, you know, and hope that we don't slide back into the freaking shutdown. But yeah, like looking at the pictures on his wall and like the pictures like of the models like modeling his clothes and at the different shows, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I really would like to go. He gave me his business card, and I told him I was gonna follow him on social media. He was like, yeah, you can follow me on social media, but it's better if you come by. I'm just like, I like to come to Brooklyn. Like I make it a task of mine to go and visit Brooklyn at least, I ain't gonna say every week, because sometimes I'm not able to make it out there, but I would say at least like twice a month, every other week. So I'm glad I went out there today. I got this keychain, not from Brooklyn actually. I got it, I don't know, I was on the Brooklyn Bridge when I got this. Only $1. Add it to my other keychains, but look what I got, you guys. I love this shirt. I might try it on. Now I stopped by Nicholas Brooklyn, which is one of my other favorite stores to visit on Fulton Street, and I saw that they have this beautiful Marcus Garvey shirt. I'm like, yay, this is beautiful. It smells like the store too. It smells so good because they have incense in there. It says, "Rise up, ye mighty people." Marcus Garvey and his birth date and death date, and then it has a quote: "With confidence, you have won before you have started." I love, love, love that quote with the map of Africa there and the colors of the Pan-African flag, RBG. He is the one who basically spearheaded the Pan-African movement. This shirt was $22. I think it was made by the owner of Nicholas Brooklyn, who I was talking with today. I follow her on Instagram too, so like we be chit chatting. I be supporting her in her live videos. Definitely try to keep a good foothold in the Black community, so people do know who I am, or at least know who they are and have connection. Okay, this is a large. I like it. I felt like I needed to get it, you know, because we gotta constantly remind ourselves, like, especially myself, like, even though we rise up the ladder, right, the socioeconomic ladder, you can't forget the struggle. It's easy, I think, sometimes to forget the struggle, or to say, like, oh, racism doesn't exist, racial oppression doesn't exist. No, they do, and those systems are in full effect. And although it may feel like we've risen above that because we're making more money, we purchase homes, we travel in the world, we don't feel like there are that many obstacles because we have learned to adapt to this system and navigate the system. But just because we've adapted it and learned how to navigate doesn't mean these racially oppressive systems don't exist. So I was like pulled in the direction to buy this. When I saw it hanging on the rack. I was just like, something was just pulling me, just like, look at this shirt and grab it and get it, because it speaks for itself. You know, I'm a Pan-African, and I stand firm in my belief. You know, that's like who I am. I think that's always been who I am. Before I like joined the movement, like the official Pan-African movement or whatever, or identify myself as Pan-African. But way before that, growing up, like I always just had that mindset. It's just, I've always been like a revolutionary type person, you know, who just been a free thinker. Not easily. I think some of us is just born that way. We're not easily manipulated or convinced or sucked up into the status quo. So I've always been that way. Baron, I do see that you are watching. I appreciate those who actually speak when they join my live. You know, make your presence known, because it just feels weird when you're just watching. And then it's funny, like y'all think, and when I call y'all out, y'all just be like, Y'all run away. Why run away? Don't run. Like, y'all be getting nervous because I guess maybe y'all shy, but a lot of y'all think just be spying. Y'all be spying. Oh, and I came across, I was in the village today, you guys. I always have to check out the village. The village was actually popping. I went down Canal, I think the intersection of Canal and Mercer. But I believe this was it on Mercer, I think, before I turned on Canal Street, whatever the case. Or I think it was on, yeah, I think it was Canal Street before I turned on to Mercer. Yo, they was popping over there. That whole strip in that area. Yo, it's a lot of Africans over there selling, like, I think it's knockoff. Knockoff, like Gucci and all those designer brands and stuff. They were selling that, and they was trying to sell like some jewelry too. And the dude was trying to sell me like this brass bracelet for $50. I'm just like, I mean, it was nice now, but I'm like, nah, bro, nah, I'm good. I spent enough money for today, baby. But maybe next time, I'm about to try on this. I'm about to slip it on. Yo, this place I just got this from though, this skirt here. He said this was like, I think $40, $44, $45. But he gave it to me for 50% off. I think his whole damn store is 50% off. And I was talking to him and asking him, I think it was an Asia guy. He said this is from, the fuck he said this shit from? Naples. He says it's from Naples. And I was asking him how business was. I said, did you shut down during the pandemic? And he said, yeah, he had to shut down from like March to June, and they reopened in July. And I'm like, wow, but he said business has been bad. And I was like his first customer of today. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I told him I try to give him motivation. I try to motivate everybody. I say, it's going to pick up. Don't worry. It's going to pick up. I say, are y'all on Instagram? You got to get on social media because that's where people are. You got to go where the people at. I love it. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is cute. I like this. Don't have pockets, but I like it. It just reminds me of an African dress. I be seeing like these kind of prints, and I be asking people like, "Oh, where is from?" He said this is from Naples. I gotta do some research about Naples, but I feel like they be getting new designs. I thought when I looked at it, yeah, I feel like they be getting designs from Africa. But when I looked at this, I thought it was no, I thought like the length would not come down to my ankle, but it does. Oh, I love it. I like it. It's like a pleated skirt. My style. My style. Oh yeah. I like it. It's like, do you like? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to move to Brooklyn. I think I'm going to stay right here in Manhattan. Just cause. But I am planning on probably opening my private practice in Brooklyn. Or Harlem. We shall see. Y'all guys, let me know what you think, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy Saturday. Oh, I am going out tonight because I'm about to have me some fun. What y'all doing tonight? On this Saturday, April 3rd. Holla back.